So right, alright. So right, alright. So right. So many times has it all been said.
Good morning and welcome to the Woman to Woman show. I'm Wanda Carter, your host, and today I have two of my peers with me, Miss Jean Lockett and Miss Deborah Smith, and we are Women to Women. We are the Woman to Woman show, and we're going to be talking today about upcoming shows and what we like to have as subjects in those shows, and we'd like for you to call in and let us know what you think about the shows that we can do in the upcoming future. The telephone number is going to be scrolling across the screen as we talk. So if you have a topic or an interest you think we should be covering, don't hesitate to call or send us an email at woman2woman@ccnewsmedia.org. That's woman2woman@ccnewsmedia.org. And so we're going to start the show, and we hope you enjoy it. So grab a pen, call a friend, and stay tuned in. We'll be right back after these messages.
There are two types of people in this world. Those who are inspired and those who inspire. Those who constantly long for and those who acquire. No idea is original, yes, there's truth in this. But the person who has the strength to implement the idea always is. Because there are those who have dreams and chase them, but those who sleep waiting to be awakened. Unaware that we can make a difference in our existence through hard work, resilience, and persistence. Because a man that wishes to move mountains must realize that he must first start by shoveling pebbles from its base, and be aware that no matter how long it takes, a man can move mountains. And most of you will think this is just a saying, and the majority won't believe me. But when you get a couple minutes on your PC, Google Dasharaf Manjihi, because a man can move mountains. Success is a ladder, and only few of us will find it. Even less of us will have the strength to climb it, afraid of the prospect of spending your whole life climbing. But just remember that no matter what route you take, it's always up to you to decide it. Don't let your success define you, let your success be defining. Have you seen that picture on Facebook of the guy that's mining? Why give up when you're this close to the diamond? Because people that change the world do not let the world change them. Because there are two types of people in this world. Those who are amazed and those who are amazing. So which one are you?
Well, we're back, and this is the Woman to Woman show, and I'm your host, Wanda Carter, and these are my co-hosts, Miss Deborah Smith and Miss Jean Lockett, and we're talking about the shows that we're going to be bringing to you over the next 6 months. And as you've already heard, we're going to be talking about women and children and men and cooking and sewing and violence. And I think that's where we left off. And we're going to continue this conversation because it's very important for us to be able to bring to you topics that are relevant to our lives today.
And help you with your life and your lifestyle.
And to ask for your input into what you think we need to be talking about.
You have to respect yourself. You know, I always say, you put your business on the street, somebody gonna ride by and see it, and be able to speak about it because that is their opinion. Then you're not gonna like it, or it's gonna be unattractive to you about you. So we always want to first and foremost, even behind this closed doors, respect yourself. If you respect yourself, you will automatically respect others. Involve in yourself. Fix yourself before you can help fix others. And in that caveat, you're going to have to help with your children and your lifestyle, but if you don't already have a man, that's one less thing you don't have to worry about on that immediate checklist.
Yeah.
Okay, on that immediate checklist.
It's okay
If you don't
if you
have
don't
any
have one.
kids, that's okay.
That's
You don't
okay.
have to worry about that on that immediate checklist. Take care of yourself. And you will find that even if you pamper yourself,
Oh my God.
oh, it is so
Yes.
uplifting. Infuse positivity into yourself. Get your affirmations every day, every morning. You don't have to say your prayers just once at night or
That's
when
right.
you wake up in the
That's
morning. Have a
You better
general
be praying on-
conversation with the Lord your God,
Ongoing conversation.
and you will be surprised. Just do it. You know that the saying, just do it. Just do it. Now, you may slip back, and we all slip back. But recognize when you slip, this is out of order. And bring it back. And don't
Yeah.
worry about what your girlfriend is saying.
Right.
Because even though that's your best friend, or that's your mom, or that's your daughter, or that's your sister, your cousin, even though they saying something that is not really rubbing you good, don't worry about it. That's on them.
That's right.
Don't let what they do or what they say to you
That's
dictate how
No.
you respond.
Know thyself.
Yes.
And if you know
So
thyself
important.
first, then you can learn others.
Yeah.
You know what?
And you
That's
may
just
be
like-
teaching others
You,
too.
and you'll be surprised because you'll never know who's looking at you.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And so we have to learn. Like I said before, so many women they want to be married, but you have to understand the marriage, the difference between a wedding and a marriage.
Oh,
Yes.
it's
I was
so
just
great.
talking about that this past Tuesday because people plan weddings.
Yes.
Mhm.
But they don't plan and
The
do what they need
marriage.
to do as far as the marriage. And that's something that we have to talk about, divorces.
Yes.
What brings people to the point where they want to be in a divorce?
Why couldn't you stay together?
Why
couldn't you
couldn't
work
you?
it out?
Well-
it's never 50-50. And it's never
Yes,
going to be
never
50-50.
50-50.
Never, ever.
And guess what? I mean, you before you marry somebody, you need to get to know that person.
You need to know yourself.
As a
Well, I
friend.
said that
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, I know.
I said you
But
have to
you
know
gotta
Make
yourself.
sure you implement that again. 'Cause
You have to know
you.
yourself, but
Yes.
then because if you don't know yourself, then you can possibly know anybody else.
But now you don't
You
know
gotta
somebody
love-
until you live with them.
But
That's
you know
true.
what?
That's true.
Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
true.
But
That's
you know what? No. I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with that. Cause you can watch some of them characteristics that
Yes,
you're trying to
beforehand.
avoid beforehand. And
That's right.
that, you know what?
That's right.
I sit back, I say, you even like with some of the women, they say, oh, I want me a man of God. I said, what the man of God gonna get?
Oh, sorry about that.
I just be wanting to know what is the man of God going to get. So here it is when we're talking. Deal with you,
Yeah.
your issues, your flaws. Get to know you, and even like with some of when they were talking, it's like, oh, he was telling me he loved me, and we was doing it, and I said that was the problem. You did it.
Yes, Lord.
He
That
didn't already
brings in
hit
a lot
the. He
of-
didn't already hit the goal part. He didn't hit the goal. It's done.
What else
You
is
can't
there?
do that and then start talking God. That just do not work.
And everybody
You
who
call
say
God
they God
first,
fearing, everybody
and-
who speak out their mouth that they God fearing and show you a little bit of being God fearing,
Tell
don't
me-
mean
Look, Can I say I have a young lady? Y'all gonna see her on the show. She is just on fire. I have been ministering and work with this young lady for so long, and she kept trying to do things her way. And I kept telling her that wasn't gonna work. And so she has finally come to a point where she is no longer talking about, I need a man, I want to do this.
Right.
She is like, I need God, and I'm going to do it right. I said, because what y'all fail to realize, just think about this, y'all, right? You'll hear people say, them Christians, right? So here it is, you talking God, you're doing God, and then I was like, oh, you think you holier than thou. But as soon as you slip up, and you do something that's right, and you supposed to be a Christian. See, it comes at
Well,
you from
remember-
every angle, so
remember
you
when
got
you
to
do
make sure
this?
you walking.
you still got them here. coming back this way.
But even if you want to, and you even said it yourself, which is so true, before you can correct somebody else, you got to make sure you're correct.
You in order.
That's why the word of God says, be ye holy, and it also speaks as being, be ye perfect, as your Father in heaven is perfect. You got to make sure, and even when it talks about judgment, it tells you before you can point out the mote in somebody else's, you better get that being out of yours first.
Mm-hmm.
So we can do things that are right.
Okay.
We just don't choose to. And so those are the things that we need to talk about. We could talk all day, but we want to be able to show individuals, like you were saying, I believe it was you earlier, that was saying, we got to demonstrate. Mm-hmm. We got to show, we have to implement what it is that should be done. Right. And to give the reasons why.
Why.
And also, just because somebody is grown, don't mean they know what to do.
And I'm not perfect.
It's a lot of grown dummies, okay? A lot of older fools, a lot of educated
what they call
fools.
it, yes, educated
So just be sure that just because somebody say they 60, don't mean they're consciously aware of anything.
So talk to us. You know, we really want you all to talk to us. We really want you all to tell us, you know, as we have been saying, and for those of you all who are just tuning in, we are the Woman to Woman TV show, and we really want you all to talk to us and share with us, you know, email us, call us, whatever, and give your views. We may not touch on everything or be able to get to everything, but I guarantee you, as the time goes on, and if you allow us the opportunity to email us what you want us to talk about, and we'll email you to let you know when we're going to talk about that particular subject. But if you're tuning in all the time, you'll be able to get it. Yeah. But we will keep you informed, because anything can happen. You might have a doctor's appointment. You may have something.
Right.
So we'll let you know how to tune in to hear about that particular subject that you wanted us to talk about. I'm telling you, we want to have fun.
We're going to be talking about fashion, healthcare, skincare, travel.
Woo!
Oh, yes. We're going to be talking a lot about travel. How to buy a car. If you out there, you know, how to interact with your finances. How to just, you know, be etiquetely correct. How to help your children. What daycare center, what you should look for when you're going to a daycare center for your children, or a summer camp for your children. You know, education, schooling. It's so many different facets to our lives, and we want to touch bases on everything. But if you have something that's urgent to you, let us know, and we can work on that right away.
Remember, you heard it here on Woman to Woman, and it's very important that you know how to reach us. And so the number is going to be scrolling across the screen, as I said, throughout the show, and the website where you can see the show. You can see it 7 days a week, 24 hours a day on that website. And we will rebroadcast these shows in Chicago on Omnibus Roundtable Television Show at some point throughout the year on Wednesdays at 9:30 p.m. on Channel 19, and it re-airs again on Thursdays at 4:30 p.m. on Channel 19. So that's the local station you'll be able to see the show on, but you can always go to www.ccnewsmedia.org and see the show any day, anytime you want to see it. So look for us. We'll be on the web.
Oh, if you want to come to the show and showcase what you know, your expertise, what you do, how you are excited for the world, and you have something, some product or a service, let us know.
Give us a call at 773-340-8421, and you'll get Miss DeBoer. She's our communication specialist, and she'll be happy to take your name and number and the topic you want to talk about and get you involved with the Woman to Woman show.
So we're looking forward to hearing from you. Don't sit back and sit on it, and don't despise small beginnings. Because we're
grab that pen. Call that friend and stay tuned in to the Woman to Woman show.
Woo-hoo!
Thank you.
Many people start a business believing all they need to do is open the doors and the money will start flowing in. It's much more difficult than that, but these 9 steps can help a new business succeed. First, get organized. Complete tasks and stay on top of what needs to be done. Create a to-do list and check off items as you complete them. Next, keep detailed records so you always know where the business stands financially and what challenges await. Analyze your competition. They may be doing something you can implement yourself to make more money. Understand the risks and rewards. Taking the right risks is the key to being successful. But first ask, what's the downside? If you know the answer, you know the worst-case scenario, and that can guide your difficult decisions. Be creative. Be open to new ideas and make your business stand out. Stay focused. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is a lucrative business. It takes time to get the word out, so focus on short-term goals. Prepare to make sacrifices. Getting a business's doors open takes a lot of work, but that's just the start. In many instances, succeeding requires spending less time with family and friends. Provide great customer service. Consumers will frequent businesses that take the best care of them. And finally, be consistent. Create long-term positive habits you use day in and day out to be successful, and the money will start coming in.
Welcome back to the Woman to Woman Show, and now we're going to begin our conversation about upcoming show topics. And Miss Jean, I think you were the catalyst initially about telling us what kind of shows we might want to do and why. And then we're not going to forget you, Deborah, because she had a nice little piece to add there. So Jean, what kind of shows do you think we need to be looking at over the next 6 months?
Well, as I was sharing, I do a women's group every Tuesday. And some of the things that we have been talking about that I know will be very productive for our shows is I have women who are choosing to live a celibate life and finding men who respect that and want to be a part as far as celibacy before until you get married. Those are some of the things that we need to talk about, and definitely want to be able to hear from the men as far as your perspective, because the one thing I come to know is that I have met men who choose to live a celibacy life until marriage as well. And then some of the things is children, the upcoming or the upbringing of children, because we have a lot of households that the children are actually running the households.
Oh, yeah.
And so most parents won't admit to that, but that is what it goes.
Why do you think that is?
One, mothers are wanting to give their children something that they didn't have. Some mothers are allowing the children to make decisions because in their own way, it's, I don't want to go through what I went through as a child. And then you have some mothers that it's just best to, you want to keep that child happy. You want them to stop crying. You don't want them to keep patting you.
So why do you think they're sad? Why do you think the child is sad and acting out? Is it because the father's not in the home, or because the mother is not giving enough attention, structured attention, so the child knows that's mom, I'm Wanda, I'm the daughter, I'm the son, so I need to follow her lead?
Well, you have a lot of children that are suffering for, yes, as you were saying, many reasons. Dad's not in the home, mom is not having time. Mom is spending more time on Facebook. Mom is spending more time trying to chase this man. Mom is having so many other issues and problems that she's never gotten over. And so the child is suffering because of the lack of. And what needs to happen is we can put a Band-Aid on services all the time, but we have to get to the core of the issues and the problems. And one of the things that I have found just talking with the women and listening to what they have to say is that they're all the way back still in their childhood.
Yes.
And so they're bringing that
very important.
But I want to support those mothers who, and the families as a unit, who have to get out and go and supply for those children, because sometimes you have a mother who wants to give and wants to make the best for their child, better than what they have. So they feel as though they have to go out of the home and work. You know, they've got an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening to commute. They're so far away from their home and they're so structured to their job that they don't have that hands-on with their children. So maybe their children have been in daycare since 6 weeks old, or been with other family members who did not instill in them from the beginning values. And you know, Barney had to raise the children, or the neighbor down the street had to raise the children, or the daycare center had to raise the children in those formidable years. Then when the mom comes home, there's so much that they have to go over for educating and helping support them children. And mom is still missing out on her sanity as well.
And mom's tired because she just got off work. Mom is,
you got to come
she
home.
has no
and you
time
gotta
for
cook.
mom. She's got to cook. If she doesn't cook, she's got to fix sandwiches. She got to do something. She got to do homework. You know, and it's a lot. So not only is the child going through and acting out because he or she is missing mom and that intricate relationship that they should have, mom's going through because she realizes she has to go to work. She realizes that when she comes home, now she's got to be mom. So she can't come home, take that Calgon take me away bath and fix her something, a nice cocktail, have a refreshing little time to herself. She can't do that because she's got to do the homework, she's got to wash, she's got to cook, she's got to do homework, she's got to do everything that child needs within that 4 or 5 hour span, because if she gets home at 6, she's got to have all that done and that child bathed and in bed by 9:30, 10 o'clock so they can start again
the next
tomorrow.
day.
So it's a lot on the mother.
It is.
And that's a good topic, I think,
very good,
that we need to bring to the forefront for this program.
Because there are some mothers now at home in the whatever, the Facebook, the stories, used to be the stories, because when I was raising my children and I decided to stay home during a period of time because I felt as though that core session, that core opportunity was needed to educate them and to nurture them at a small age. But I knew so many other mothers who were at home and weren't at the PTA, weren't in the schools to see about what was going on, and wasn't doing a lot of things that I felt they should have been doing. And so there are a lot of mothers who are, like you said, still in their youth, in their minds, mentally. They're in their youth, and then they're trying to get that man to satisfy this, so they're looking for like that as well.
They have missed something. And but what it is, and there, you know, they skip their opportunity to be a young woman and to experience the things that young women experience before they have children. So now it's like their life has been rushed, and so now they have to be the young woman, the mother, the lover, the whole bit. But and so there's this they feel this kind of lack for the man, for their own independence.
But
guess what?
As women go through,
and that's another, and like that was another thing, you know, like I had said earlier, before we even started taping, was that's something. The women are longing for love. They want someone to love them. They want someone to respect them, and so dealing with them is really getting them to learn how to really love themselves.
They gotta love themselves,
you know, because,
and it's making them aggressive too.
They're very aggressive. I mean, you know, we want to talk about women in regards to why they feel it's okay to deal with a married man. You know, women who are sitting back and their thoughts are, well, I don't want to be committed. It's not so much that they don't want to be committed. It's just to the fact that that's all they feel that they can settle, and that's the reason why.
And that man is giving them that attention that they think they need,
Right, and they
attention
don't feel that
like.
they will lose if they stay committed.
Right.
So instead of you being with me and then leaving me, then I've set my mind up. But there's a lot of reasons. Forgive us, and we won't do that on future shows.
Let's turn that off.
But and I start to say, you know, y'all, somebody want to make sure their phone is muted. But anyway, so we have a lot of things that we want to cover, and it's not just to beat down women, but to uplift women,
Right.
But to also talk with the men and to see your point of views
Yes.
and what your input could be. We don't want just a typical everyday conversation shows. We really want to be able to have a show to empower and impact, to uplift,
yes,
not to degrade
yes.
men, not to degrade women, but to uplift both, because we want healthy, and we definitely want to do shows in regards to children,
Right.
and look forward to having children on our shows to be able to express themselves, because we want the world to hear what the
What they have to
children
say.
have to say as well.
Yes.
Because there used to be that saying, children are to be seen and not heard. I've never agreed with that. I've never accepted that. I wanted to hear from my children.
Right,
And so
right.
that's why I would listen to what is it that's on your mind and heart. We may not even agree
They are
with
our
what it is,
future.
but we can help support what their thoughts are by helping them understand why they should or should not do certain things. So please, we want to hear from you, because you're going to be looking at it. So if nothing else, if we're hearing from you in regards to what you're looking for, then we could keep you tuned in and not have you want to change the channel.
And even give
That's
it to
right.
us anonymously. If you're afraid of exposing yourself, it's okay. If you have that challenge, others are having that same challenge. So you could save a life by bringing that topic to us, and we discuss it. And
Yeah, because abuse.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that
Abuse
was
is
I was
something
about to say.
that is
we
serious.
really want to
Abuse.
touch on.
We need to do a show on abuse. We need to do a show on violence. We need to do a show on all of the murders that are going on with
Yes.
the police, and how that
what it-
impacts our
yes.
community,
Yes.
and just the
What is
variety
that?
of
Make
things.
America great again. When was
Yeah.
America greater than now? Let's make it greater. I don't
And
remember when
being
it was
able-
great again.
Right.
But
And being able to even talk about, you know, I hear, like, with a lot of the women, we're going to be even having a man that's going to be coming on teaching the young women how to cook, why it's so important to cook instead of, you know, the McDonald's and the Burger King.
Nutritional food.
Things like that.
Yes.
I feel that if that's going to do, because it's going to exist, and I even have sometimes when I want to go to Burger King.
Right.
But it should be more so of a treat instead of a daily routine. You know, and children should learn how, you know, a lot of our children don't even know how to sit down. And I hear a lot of people always saying, well, there are children, the children are going to run around. I beg to differ with that, because my little niece, as her mother was going to work and school, and I was raising her at the age of 1, and even into her coming into her 2 years of age. When I said sit down, she sat down, and there was no. We got to be
Those are
talking
the
about
impressionable
children. The children that talk back.
Ooh.
That gotta go toe to toe with their parents,
Ooh.
and their parents actually go back
Go
and
into
forth
a
with them.
conversation
I
with them?
don't owe
Oh
you
my
that. What do you have to say? I'm fine with that. But if I say do something, that's what I expect to be done.
And that is a big issue, because today the parents allow the children to go toe to toe with them. But when I have my grandchildren or my great grandchildren and they do that,
But you know what?
I have to say, you know what?
That's stuff that comes full circle.
Oh yeah.
Because if you did it as a child, then just remember
It's
that
coming
stuff is
back
gonna
at you.
come back to you, even twofold,
Yes,
threefold.
because I tell the because I have single women and married. There are single women, married